Jake filed for divorce yesterday, all because of one stupid video from college. But what he found next made him pack his bags that same night. I'm standing in our bedroom watching him fold his clothes into suitcases like we're strangers. The divorce papers are sitting on our kitchen table next to my morning coffee. I keep asking him, how can you throw away 5 years over one mistake? But he won't even look at me anymore. It's not about the video anymore, Sarah, he says without turning around. His voice is so cold I barely recognize it. This is the man who used to leave me little notes in my lunch bag. Then what is it about? I'm practically begging at this point. I've explained everything. I was 21 and drunk. I barely remember that night. He finally stops packing and looks at me. You really don't get it, do you? I don't get it. I really don't get how one stupid video from 8 years ago is destroying everything we built together. We have a house. We were talking about kids. I had my whole life planned around this man, and now he's acting like I'm some kind of stranger. Jake, please just talk to me. We can work through this. There's nothing to work through, Sarah. I can't trust you. I don't even know who you are. That's when I realize there's more. Something else he found. Something that made him this cold. What did you find? I whisper. He zips up his suitcase. Ask your friend Melissa, or better yet, ask the 5 other guys you've been texting behind my back. My blood runs cold. How did he find those messages? Let me tell you how this all started, because I still can't believe this is happening. It was 3 weeks ago when his sister Lisa found that stupid video on some random Facebook page. Some girl from college had posted throwback photos, and there I was in the background of one of them completely wasted at some frat party. I wasn't doing anything that bad, just dancing on a table with my shirt tied up showing my stomach. College stuff. Everyone did stupid things in college, right? The problem was, I looked like I was having the time of my life, and there were guys around me cheering me on. Jake and I met when I was 25. By then I had settled down completely. I told him I was pretty quiet in college, mostly focused on studying. Which was mostly true. I mean, I did study. I just also partied sometimes. Lisa called Jake immediately when she saw it. Hey, isn't this Sarah? She asked him. Jake said his face went white when he watched it. When he came home that night, he was holding his phone. Sarah, we need to talk. I was making dinner. Spaghetti with that sauce he likes. What's up, babe? Lisa found something online, a video of you from college. I felt my heart skip, but I played it cool. Oh, yeah? What video? He showed me his phone. There I was dancing on that stupid table. I looked so young and carefree. And yeah, maybe a little wild. Oh my God, I said. I can't believe someone still has that. How embarrassing. You never told me you partied like this in college. I didn't really. This was just one night. I was probably celebrating finals or something. That wasn't exactly true. I partied a lot junior and senior year. But Jake didn't need to know every detail of my past, right? Everyone has things they'd rather forget. You told me you were focused on your studies, that you didn't really drink much. I was focused on my studies. This was just one night, Jake. Come on. He was quiet for a long time, just staring at the video. Who are these guys around you? I have no idea. Just random people at the party. Another lie. I definitely knew who they were. Brad Morrison was right there next to the table. We hooked up that night, actually. And there was Tyler from my communications class, who I had a thing with sophomore year. You look really comfortable with them. Jake, you're making this into something it's not. I was drunk and being stupid. It was 8 years ago. Why didn't you tell me about this side of yourself? Because there's nothing to tell. This isn't who I am. You know who I am. I went over and put my arms around him. Hey, look at me. This is some random drunk girl from college. I'm your wife now. I'm the woman who makes you coffee every morning and folds your shirts the way you like them. He hugged me back, but I could tell he was still bothered. That should have been the end of it, but Jake couldn't let it go. Over the next few days, I caught him looking at the video again and again. He started asking me questions about college. What were my friends like? Did I date much? What did I do for fun? I kept my answers vague. Just normal college stuff, honey. Nothing interesting. But he kept digging. This Lisa who posted the video says she remembers you from parties. She says you were pretty popular. Lisa barely knew me. She's probably thinking of someone else. She says you dated her roommate's brother. Tyler something. My heart stopped. I don't remember a Tyler. Really? Because she says you guys were together for like 6 months. Jake, why are you investigating my college life like I'm some kind of criminal? This is ridiculous. I just want to understand why you never told me about any of this. Because there's nothing to tell. I had a few casual relationships in college. So what? That was before I met you. But Jake's sister had done more than just find one video. She had gone through the girl's entire Facebook page. There were more photos. Photos of me at different parties looking pretty comfortable with different guys. Jake showed me 3 more pictures that weekend. Sarah, these are all from different times. Look at the dates. He was right. One was from junior year, one from senior year, one from sometime in between. Okay, fine, I said. I went to parties sometimes. I was social. Is that a crime? No, but lying about it is. I didn't lie. I just didn't think it was relevant. You told me you barely drank in college. I barely drank compared to some people. You told me you focused on studying and didn't party much. I did focus on studying. The partying was just on weekends. You told me you only had 2 serious relationships before me. That one was trickier. I only had 2 serious relationships. These were just casual things. 6 months with Tyler sounds pretty serious to me. How would you know how serious it was? You weren't there. I was getting defensive now. Jake was acting like he had caught me cheating or something. These were just college parties from almost a decade ago. Sarah, I just don't understand why you felt like you had to hide this from me. I wasn't hiding anything. I just didn't think you needed to know every detail of my past. Do you tell me about every girl you kissed in college? Actually, yes. We've talked about all of this. Remember when we first started dating? We spent hours talking about our past relationships and experiences. He was right. We had talked about that stuff, and I had definitely downplayed my wild side. Look, Jake, I'm sorry if I wasn't completely detailed about every party I went to in college, but that was a long time ago. I'm not that person anymore. How do I know that? Because you know me. You've known me for 4 years. I'm a marketing coordinator who watches Netflix and goes to bed at 10 o'clock. I'm not exactly a party girl. That seemed to calm him down a little. We didn't talk about it for a few days, and I thought maybe it was over. But then Jake's friend Marcus saw the video. Someone had shared it in their college alumni group on Facebook. Dude, isn't this your wife? Marcus asked Jake. Marcus knew me from college too. We had mutual friends. And Marcus remembered me very differently than I had described myself to Jake. Yeah, Sarah was wild back then, Marcus told Jake. She was at every party, always had different guys around her. Fun girl, but definitely not the settling down type. Jake came home that night and we had our biggest fight yet. Marcus says you were completely different in college. He says you were known for partying and dating around. Marcus barely knew me, Jake. He's probably thinking of someone else. He described you perfectly. Down to that little scar on your wrist from when you fell at some party sophomore year. I had never told Jake about that scar. I told him it was from a kitchen accident. Okay, fine. Maybe I partied more than I said. But so what? That was college. Everyone experiments in college. Experiments with what exactly? You know what I mean. Drinking, dating, having fun, being young. What else did you experiment with, Sarah? The way he asked made my stomach drop. What do you mean? Marcus mentioned something about you and drugs. I never did drugs. Not even weed. Okay, maybe weed sometimes, but nothing serious. What about pills? Jake, what is this? An interrogation? Marcus says there were rumors about you and Adderall, and maybe other things. Those are just rumors. People talk. But Marcus was right about the Adderall. I used to take it to stay up and study after partying. And, yeah, there might have been some other pills at parties sometimes, but that was so normal in college. I can't believe you're listening to gossip from 8 years ago. I'm listening because nothing you've told me about your past makes sense with what everyone else remembers. Maybe everyone else is wrong. Or maybe you've been lying to me for 4 years. That word lying hit me like a slap. I haven't been lying, Jake. I just didn't think my college partying was relevant to our relationship. Our entire relationship is built on me thinking I knew who you were. You do know who I am. Do I? Because the Sarah I married was a quiet, studious girl who rarely drank and had only been with 2 guys before me. The Sarah everyone else remembers was a party girl who experimented with drugs and slept around. Those are two different people. College me and adult me. I grew up, Jake. When exactly did you grow up? Because Marcus says he saw you at parties junior year, senior year, and even after graduation. After graduation? He says he saw you at some reunion party when you were 23, 2 years before we met. You were pretty drunk and leaving with some guy he didn't recognize. I remember that party. It was my friend Ashley's birthday. I did get pretty drunk, and I did leave with someone, a guy named Derek who I'd been texting with on and off. That's not true. So Marcus is lying? Maybe his memory is wrong. It was a long time ago. Sarah, stop. Just stop lying to me. I'm not lying. Then tell me the truth, all of it, right now. I looked at my husband standing there in our kitchen, and I realized I had a choice. I could tell him everything and risk losing him, or I could keep trying to manage the situation. Fine. I partied in college. I dated around. I wasn't the innocent girl I made myself out to be. But Jake, that was years ago. I changed. I became the woman you fell in love with. You became her, or you pretended to be her. What's the difference? The difference is trust Sarah. If you lied about who you used to be, how do I know you're not lying about who you are now? Because I love you. Because we built this life together. Built on what? A foundation of lies. We didn't resolve anything that night. Jake slept in the guest room. The next morning, he was quiet and distant. But it got worse, way worse. Jake found my old social media accounts. Photos of me drunk at parties, cozy with different guys, living the exact opposite lifestyle I'd described to him. Sarah, this shows you clubbing almost every weekend for years. You told me you rarely went out. I was young and single, Jake, but I stopped all that when we got serious. How would I know that if you lied about everything else? Jake started looking through my current phone. Give me your phone, Sarah. What? Why? Because I need to know if you're still lying to me. I handed him my phone. I didn't think there was anything bad on there. I was wrong. Jake started with my text messages. Most of them were boring. Work stuff, family stuff, friends talking about dinner plans and weekend trips. But then he found my messages with Tyler. Yes, the same Tyler from college that I had claimed not to remember. Tyler had been texting me on and off for the past year. Nothing serious. Just friendly messages about work and life. Sometimes he would send me memes or links to articles. Sometimes he would comment on my Instagram posts. I had never mentioned these texts to Jake because they weren't important. Tyler was just an old friend. Who is Tyler? Jake asked. Tyler from college. He texts me sometimes. I thought you said you didn't remember Tyler. I remembered after Lisa mentioned him. Sarah, these texts go back a year. Look at the dates. Jake was right. Tyler and I had been texting regularly for over a year. Not every day, but at least once a week. So, he's just a friend. A friend you lied about knowing. I didn't lie. I just forgot and then remembered. Jake started reading the messages. Tyler had been texting me regularly for over a year. Not every day, but weekly. Hey, beautiful. Hope you're having a good day. Can't wait to see you next time I'm in town. That's just how Tyler talks. Have you seen him? Just coffee once or twice. Thanks for last night. Had such a good time catching up. You haven't changed a bit. We went to dinner as friends 2 months ago. I told you I was with Amy. Jake kept reading. Messages with Brad from the video. Messages with Derek from my old photos. Messages with other guys from college. All friendly, but definitely flirty. All happening without Jake knowing. Sarah, you've been secretly texting multiple men from your past while lying about even knowing them. They're just friends. Friends you hide from your husband. Friends you meet up with. Friends you flirt with over text. Sarah, this is emotional cheating. It's not cheating. Nothing physical happened. You don't have to have sex with someone to cheat on your marriage. I didn't cheat on our marriage, Jake. I just stayed friendly with some old friends. Old friends you lied about. Old friends you meet up with in secret. Old friends you flirt with over text. I haven't met up with anyone in secret. What about Tyler 2 months ago? That wasn't secret. I just didn't mention it. Because you knew it was wrong. Because I knew you'd overreact. I'm not overreacting, Sarah. I'm reacting normally to finding out my wife has been lying to me about everything. That's when Jake decided he was done. He said he couldn't trust me anymore. He said our whole relationship was built on lies. He moved into the guest room that night. He said he needed time to think. But instead of thinking, he kept digging. He talked to more people from college. He looked through more of my social media accounts. He found more evidence of the person I used to be and the person I apparently still was in some ways. Jake talked to his family about everything. His parents had always liked me, but now they were questioning whether they really knew me. His sister Lisa felt guilty for starting everything, but she also thought Jake deserved to know the truth. Jake talked to our mutual friends. Some of them took my side and said everyone has a past, but others started questioning things too. Had I been flirty with their husbands? Had I been inappropriate at parties? Had there been signs they missed? Word got around our social circle pretty quickly. People started looking at me differently. People started watching how I interacted with men. People started wondering what else I might be hiding. My own friends were split. Some thought Jake was overreacting and that men can't handle women having a past. But others thought I should have been more honest from the beginning. "Sarah, why didn't you just tell him the truth?" my friend Rachel asked me. "Because I knew he wouldn't understand." "Understand what?" "That I'm different now. That who I was in college isn't who I am as his wife. But you're still texting all these guys. As friends?" "Sarah, some of these messages sound like more than friendship. Even my own friends were turning against me. At work things got awkward too. Jake and I had mutual colleagues, and word was getting around that we were having problems. People knew about the video because it had been shared in alumni groups. People were talking. My boss called me into her office. "Sarah, I've been hearing some things about your personal life affecting your professional reputation." "What things?" "There's a video circulating that shows you in a compromising position. Some of our clients have seen it. It's just a college party video. It's 8 years old. It's unprofessional, Sarah. And now there are rumors about problems in your marriage. My personal life has nothing to do with my work performance. It does when it becomes public. I need you to keep this situation contained." But I couldn't contain it. The situation was spiraling out of control. Jake had hired a lawyer. He was serious about divorce. He said he couldn't stay married to someone he didn't trust. "Sarah, we can try counseling, but I don't see how we get past this." "Get past what? Some old text messages?" "Get past years of lies. Get past you having an entirely different personality than what you told me. Get past you staying in touch with ex-boyfriends behind my back. They're not ex-boyfriends. They're just guys I knew in college. Guys you hooked up with. Guys you dated. Guys you're still flirting with." "I'm not flirting with anyone." "Sarah, I've read the messages. You're absolutely flirting. Counseling was pointless. The therapist said I was actively misrepresenting myself and crossing boundaries. Even she took Jake's side. After 3 sessions, Jake was done." "Sarah, you're not taking any responsibility. You still think you did nothing wrong." "Because I didn't do anything wrong. You lied about your entire past." "I didn't lie. I just didn't go into detail." "You're still lying now, even to the therapist." "I'm not lying to anyone." "Sarah, you told me you barely drank in college. I found photos of you drunk at parties dozens of times. Everyone drinks in college. You told me you only had 2 serious relationships. I found evidence of you dating at least 6 different guys. They weren't all serious. You told me you focused on your studies and didn't party much. Your social media shows you partying constantly. Social media isn't real life. You told me you hadn't been with anyone for over a year before we met. I found photos of you with guys just months before we got together. Those weren't serious relationships. You're still doing it, Sarah. You're still lying and minimizing and making excuses. I'm trying to explain that my past doesn't matter. It matters because you lied about it. It matters because you're still in contact with these men. It matters because I don't know who I married." That's when Jake filed for divorce. He said he couldn't be married to someone he couldn't trust. The divorce process revealed more hidden things. Credit card debt I hadn't mentioned. Spending on clothes and dinners I hadn't budgeted for. "Sarah, our finances were supposed to be transparent. I was going to pay it off. By lying about our expenses, the lawyers got involved and everything became official and cold. Jake wanted a clean split. He said he just wanted out. I tried to fight it. I tried to explain that I loved him and that we could work through this. But Jake was done listening. "Sarah, I don't believe anything you say anymore. I don't know what's true and what's not. I can't live like that. Everything important is true. I love you. I want to be married to you. I want our life together." Based on lies? Based on love? I can't tell the difference anymore. The final straw was when Jake found out that Tyler was coming to town next week, and I had agreed to have dinner with him. I had made these plans before all the drama started, but I hadn't cancelled them. You're still planning to see him? It's just dinner, Jake. We're getting divorced anyway, so what does it matter? What does it matter? Sarah, we're in marriage counselling. We're trying to work on our relationship, and you're making dinner plans with another man. He's not another man, he's an old friend. He's a man you used to sleep with, who you've been secretly texting for a year. We're not secretly texting anymore. You know all about it now. And you're still doing it, because we're friends. Cancel the dinner. Why? You don't trust me anyway. That's not the point. What is the point, Jake? The point is that you don't understand appropriate boundaries for a married woman. We're getting divorced. We're in counselling. We're trying to save our marriage. Are we? Because it seems like you've already made up your mind. I made up my mind when I realized you've been lying to me for 4 years. I haven't been lying for 4 years. What would you call it? I would call it protecting our relationship from things that don't matter. They matter to me. Well, maybe that's your problem. That's when Jake walked out of counselling and filed the divorce papers the next day. The house feels empty now. My lawyer says I'll get half of everything, but the legal fees are already piling up. My sister called yesterday and said, maybe you should have been honest from the start, but I told her I was protecting our relationship. Even now, I don't understand why one mistake from college had to destroy everything we built together. Subscribe if you think some secrets should stay buried forever. Hit like if you've ever had your past come back to haunt you. What would you do if you found a video like this of your partner? Tell me in the comments below.